So, I mentioned obviously at the beginning that I think in so many ways have the exact opposite philosophical approach to money. And I'm so curious as to how you came to yours. You save 99% of your income thereabouts.
Mhm.
Why are you building wealth?
I think it's fun.
Mm,
First of all, I think it's for me, it's almost like a challenge to save money. Like I
yes.
get so much enjoyment over just not spending it. I don't know why. It's like my brain is wired kind of weird that like even I made my own coffee this morning. It's just like I revel in the fact that like, okay, if I can save $3 on that and invest it over the next 50 years at a 7% return, it's going to be worth like, $200 or whatever. That's just fun for me.
Mm.
But I think in the bigger picture, I think the more you save and the more you invest, the more options you have. And being able to save stuff like that on things that to me don't matter. It doesn't matter for me to get like, designer, Starbucks coffee or whatever. But that gives me more options in the future that if I decide one day, hey, I want to go and travel the world for a year and not have to worry about a single thing, I can go and do that. Or if I want to live in Malibu on a beach, I can go and do that if I wanted to. So to me, the more money I save, the more options it gives me. And if I can cut back on the things that don't matter, like coffee, and spend it more on the things that do, I just get enjoyment from that.
Do you want to? Because I remember reading that you don't travel right now.
No.
Is there a time at which you want to do that?
That's a tough one. I kind of in my mind, I'm thinking in like, somewhere in my mid 30s, I would love to take the time and travel because I've never really been out of North America. Like I've been across the United States and Canada, but haven't really been further out from that. So one day, it's a dream of mine to spend like 6 months to a year and just travel the world. I feel like right now I built up so much momentum with my career that I want to continue that. And I'm afraid of taking a year off would kind of cut that. So, right now my career is a priority versus traveling, but at some point I will do it.
Now, this might sound like a joke question, but it's very much not. What if you die before then?
What if I live?
But I think for me, I use that as a very frequent motivating factor in my life because I wouldn't say that I'm not frugal. I definitely have a lot of things about which I am frugal. But I try to be very aware of the fact that the one thing we cannot guarantee ourselves is more time. And although it's very likely that I will statistically be alive at the age of 40, let's say, I don't want to have a version of my life where there's like a before and an after, if that makes sense. Like after this point, I will do that because it's not guaranteed. So when you're coming up with your before and after, how do you decide when is the after?
I think in terms of the thought that you could die tomorrow, I think anytime you look at investing, you look at statistics. What am I most likely to make money on? And if I were putting money in something, I would think statistically I'm more likely to be alive in 10 years from now than I am, to pass away. We're going to knock on wood here.
And that's actual wood, so.
So good. So I base my philosophy based off of that I think I'm going to be more likely to live than die. In terms of when is there an after, I don't know. I feel like when I feel like it's the right time and when I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm ready now, I'll do it. But at this point, I just don't feel like I'm ready.